Honestly, this is the thing about Cincinnati organization, basically ownership in the front office. Those people, we said it before, PC, on this pod. They are cheap. They like to screw over players. And Henderson and the first round pick, they're getting screwed over, honestly. I don't know what's going to be the conclusion for these two players, but the Bengals just have they're just a dumpster fire, honestly. Even though they have talented players, they're just a dumpster fire because what they're even doing in that front office, they're probably just all of them are probably just sitting there sleeping, just eating, I don't know, some chicken or something. Because what's their plan, honestly? Like what they're trying to do with these guys. So I feel bad for these players because they want to get paid, they deserve to get paid. The first round pick, you just got him, and now he's in like a holdout, and it's something that I haven't seen in a while. Because when is the last time a rookie went to into training camp? Because this is gonna go into training camp and hold out for a deal. I don't think we ever seen that in a while. So it's just a dumpster fire. They're cheap ownership. They just should sell the team, honestly.
I didn't think it was possible, and I didn't think about it until now. But now that I think about it, this really rings true. The Cincinnati Bengals are just the AFC version of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, at least the Cowboys got like rings they can dust off, trophies they could dust off. The Bengals, what you got? You got air. Shit, you got a beer can and like some toilet paper in your trophy. Like I like it's not you don't have anything to flex. And the fact that
Wait,
there's
PC,
no
wait.
owner.
Why do you have a beer and toilet paper next to you, brother? What is going on in your life? What's going on, brother? You want to talk?
It's not about me right now, TK. All right, this is not about me. All right, let me finish my take. Let me finish my take. Look, it's for the Cincinnati Bengals. You poured all your money, most of your money into your three stars, Burrow, Higgins, and Chase, and that's great. That's beautiful. You cannot put up 50 points every single game and expect to win. Not when you're about to have Jello, Jalen, and Ace out there on defense, bro. You can't do that. You just can't. It's not sustainable. It's not something that I think is going to help in the long term. And it's like this, I was joking about it earlier, but like really, like this is what your legacy is right now. Like you are the AFC Cowboys, and at least the Cowboys had success in the '80s and the '90s. They can, fans to this day flex their rings. When they were kids, you have nothing to flex. You have you have Chad Ochocinco, Carson Palmer, and for 1 year Terrell Owens to flex. It's a prime run from Cedric Benson for 2 good years. That's it. And Boomer Eason. You have legacies. You don't have titles. You don't have any success. It's not anything that a Bengal fan should be proud of. All right. You are the last team that needs to be cheap right now, especially after your Super Bowl run that you still flex to this day. You want to know why you only have two primetime games this year? You want to know why teams like the freaking Bears have more primetime games than you this year? Because they know, the league knows, players know, all right, networks know, organizations, top brass know that this is not a team that is going to have any long-term success, and I doubt that they even have short-term success. It's not anything that's sustainable. It's an embarrassment, is what it is. All right, it's an embarrassment. It's a shame that they're about to waste the prime years of Burrow, Higgins, and Chase, just like they did with Carson Palmer and Chad Johnson and all those guys, and AJ Green, whoever else you want to name from the past. They're about to do the same thing once again. Shame. TK.
That was a beautiful take from you and Gianni. And joke on the Bengals organization. But can I ask you guys a question? Bam, you too. I just want to ask you guys a question. Who do most of us that aren't casuals and know the sport of football, who do we have as the top 4 quarterbacks in the league? It doesn't matter what order. Just give me the top 4 quarterbacks real quick. Go ahead.
Allen, Lamar, Burrow.
Allen, Lamar, and Burrow.
Lamar and Burrow.
Okay. So you guys are not casuals, as I know my brothers are not casuals, ladies and gentlemen, as you can hear. So one name that I heard in there was Burrow, right? Can I ask y'all another question? Every single thing that Joe Burrow has asked for in Cincinnati, has the Bengals not gave him everything he asked for? Jamar Chase in the draft.
Yeah.
Resign T. Higgins. Give Jamar his new contract.
Some of the things he has asked for has been stupid, though.
PC, let me finish. I didn't interrupt. You gave a great take. I just want you guys to hear me out first, because I just feel like this is the issue. And you guys know I love Joe Burrow, bro. Me and Bam are in a chat praising Joe Burrow all the time. But I just feel like sometimes, bro, it's just so easy to blame the organization without like actually sitting down and actually just going through everything that happened. So like you guys just said, they gave Joe Burrow everything he asked for. Draft Jamar Chase over a defense. I forgot who the player that they should have drafted, but I'm pretty sure it was a defender that they should have drafted. But instead,
it was
it was the offensive lineman, wasn't it?
It was Penei Sewell.
Okay, there you go. So instead of drafting an offensive lineman to protect Joe Burrow, they drafted his best friend from LSU, the receiver that he had crazy success at LSU with. They took him at number 5. Then this guy T. Higgins, who we all agree would be a wide receiver 1 on most teams. They paid him like a wide receiver 1 when he's a wide receiver 2 on the Bengals, and then made Jamar Chase the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. All because of Joe Burrow. We can all agree with that, right? And also, I want to say one more thing. I understand this Hendrickson thing and the Bengals thing shit is kind of annoying. Joe Burrow loves Trey Hendrickson, and he wants him on the team. I promise you guys, he's going to get his contract eventually. He's going to. I guarantee before training camp starts, he will get that new deal. All right, mark my words on that, because of Joe Burrow. Now, PC Bam and Gianni, the reason why I brought that up is because if we're going to sit here and blame anybody or be mad at anybody, bro, it has to be Joe Burrow, bro. What is Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, what are they doing every single year with their teams? Where do they end up? In the playoffs. Every single year. Do y'all realize Joe Burrow has not been to the playoffs in 2-3 years, bro?
Why have they not been to the playoffs?
Wait. No, let me finish, Bam. I got you. And I understand it's because of the defense. But you know why? That's Joe Burrow's fault. Pay T. Higgins, pay Joe Burrow, pay Jamar Chase. Bam, we all know, bro, there's only so much cap room in the NFL. I understand that a team like the fucking excuse my language, but a team like the Philadelphia Eagles are some way just keep getting money out of their ass, and we just don't know where it's coming from. But everybody ain't the Philadelphia Eagles, bro, okay? You paid Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and T. Higgins life-changing money, bro. Like, this is what you did. You generational wealth. So because of that, PC, there's money that is not going to be able to go to the defense. You got to keep Trey Hendrickson. I agree with you there. I don't understand with this Shamar Stewart situation. I'm going to touch on that a little bit. I completely disagree with the way he's handling this. And I guess the reason I disagree is because we don't know what he's asking for. We don't know what they offered. I feel like until we see numbers, we can only go by what we're seeing. And I just feel like he's handling this the complete wrong way. So hopefully they figure that situation out, because you need as many. I agree with you guys. You need as many defenders on that team as you can. You took this kid in the first round. You need to see what he is. He's either going to be a bust or he's going to be one of your best defenders on that team, because you took a chance on him in the first round. So they need to figure that out. But like I said, if we're going to blame anybody, bro, we got to stop blaming the organizations when literally all you're doing is giving your top 4 quarterback everything he asked for. Now it's up to Joe Burrow to go out there. And PC, I agree with you. You're not going to beat most times. You're not going to beat teams putting up 50 points every game. But damn, bro, you should be good. Joe Burrow is good enough. Do we all agree that he is good enough to where the Bengals should not miss the playoff the past 3 years, bro? What are we talking about? That's because of Joe.
I completely disagree. I completely disagree. Let me pose a few questions to you. Let me pose a few questions.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Do you know why Jamar Chase got the money that he did?
Do you want me? Am I answering, or is that a rhetorical question?
I'm about to tell you why.
Well, two reasons. Because he's
They
worth
waited.
it.
They waited. No, they waited
Yeah,
2 years to pay him.
They did.
The first
They
year,
did.
they said, just pay me. Brandon Ayuk got 30-something million. Devontae Smith got 30-something million. Like 4 other guys got paid. He said, "Okay, I'll play the next season. I won't."
So Joe Burrow
just
didn't
play
have
out.
nothing. So Joe Burrow didn't have nothing to do with him getting his new contract. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
He had something to do with it, but Joe Burrow, what's the year? I think it's like 2 years when you can get your rookie extension.
Yeah.
As soon as his 2 years was up, Joe Burrow said, "Pay that man." Front office said, "No, we're not paying him."
That's fair.
They let Brandon Ayuk get 30 million. They let Devontae Smith get 30 million. They let Chris Godwin get 30 million. Didn't pay him. Jamar Chase said, "Okay, fuck it. I'll wait and let y'all pay T. Higgins." They didn't pay T. Higgins. They could have paid T. Higgins like 18, 20 million back then and got him under the cap. Joe Burrow said, "Pay T. Higgins." T. Higgins was here before Jamar Chase. You should have paid him. Pay him. Franchise tagged him. Jamar Chase said, "Okay, I'm betting on myself. Now I need my money." Cheap ass Bengals. I'm not paying you. In between that, they let Jesse Bates walk. They let somebody else walk.
Yeah, that was stupid. That Jesse Bates
and then they went and had career years. You let them walk.
Yeah, but Bam, why? They started doing all that because they knew eventually they were going to have to pay Jamar Chase and they were going to have to pay T. Higgins.
This is where it comes in. This is where it gets out of Joe Burrow's hands. As an organization, sometimes you have to tell your quarterback, "Shut the fuck up. I'm going to do what's best for the team." What's best for the team is not letting Jesse Bates walk. He was asking for peanuts. The Falcons overpaid him, if we're being honest. And it's not even really an overpay because he had a fucking all-pro year, but he was asking for peanuts when he was at the Bengals. They let somebody else walk. Who the fuck did they let walk? They let somebody else on defense walk. At that point, you either tell your quarterback, "Shut up, I'm going to do what's best for the team," or you pay the guys that you letting Pro Bowl, all-pro guys walk for. You can't do both. You can't be like, "Okay, I'm going to let them walk, but I'm not going to pay my guys." When they asking for peanuts, Jamar Chase had one of the best wide receiver seasons ever, and they still wasn't going to pay him. Why did he get like 45 million? Because they let the Browns pay Myles Garrett 40-something million.
I do want to say, I get what TK is saying to an extent. All right. It's, what Chase and Higgins have asked for, all right, is something that we haven't seen before. All right. But I'm also getting your point. Both of y'all make really good points. All right. This all could have been avoided if the Bengals just paid Jamar Chase early and often. He should have been the first. When we think about top 5 wide receivers in the league right now, top 10 wide receivers in the league right now. All right. You think of guys like AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, of course. All right, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are most likely in everybody's top 3. You pay a top 3 wide receiver as soon as you can, and do that. Do that.
And don't get me wrong, Jamar Chase is one of the only receivers that I think deserves that type of contract that he got. But you could have got that man for a steal, and then you still would have been able to keep Trey Hendrickson, get whoever else you want. You were handicapped because you waited so long to pay your guy.
They could have kept Jesse Bates too.
Yeah, they could have kept Jesse Bates. They would have had they would have been battling for the AFC North every year.
Their logic was so backwards. Especially after that Super Bowl run in Burrow's second year. That's all. They were like enamored with Burrow so much that they only cared about paying him, and his contract is what I think really messed up the plans in the future for Cincinnati. All right, when he got his contract initially, because that it was a lot of money. All right, so much money, in fact, that they had to backtrack and reconstruct it so that they could pay Chase and Higgins, even though this is again something that they should plan ahead of. All right, the owners for Cincinnati, I don't even know their names. All right, not a lot of people even know their names. All right, but they are followers. All right, they aren't trendsetters; they're followers, clearly. All right, and it's coming back to bite them in the ass. So, unfortunately for Bengals, it is coming back to bite them in the ass because now they got to worry about paying guys on the defensive side of the ball. All right, I'm with TK. I think ultimately they do pay Hendrickson the money that he deserves. Same thing for Stort. All right, it's just the owner. You know how owners be. All right, we all know how owners get in a situation like this. But when you have a team like this, all right, I don't even think a team like Cincinnati needs like a lot of these star players and star pieces to strive and thrive. All right, you just need captains, guys that can lead a group of, I don't want to say, G leaguers, but like it's just be efficient enough, be sufficient enough. Right now, their defense is dog shit. Excuse my friend, it is dog shit though, and you're losing even more players as we go along. So I think that for Cincinnati, man, their their main issue is not wanting to pay these guys. And when they do pay these guys, it's the guy, in this case, Joe Burrow, and they paid them way too much. They paid him way too much. Not thinking ahead. All right. So you brought it up earlier, TK, how the heck the Eagles keep coming up with all this money to pay all these guys.
They pay their guys early. They pay them early.
Jalen Hurts got paid early. He was the top paid quarterback in the NFL. Now he's the 12th most paid quarterback in the NFL. Devontae Smith got paid early. AJ Brown got paid early. Saquon got an extension. It's not. I don't think it's rocket science when it comes to just paying your guys when they deserve it. You just gotta do it when the time comes.